Hey vinyl community, it's a Thursday and I had my driving day, so I'm gonna show you four of the CDs that we're playing today. In my first video I accidentally said Tuesday, but it's always a Thursday when I'm on the road. What we're listening in the background, Scott Waters just did a video about thrash metal comeback albums. Do check that one out. It's a great video with some really great albums he's showing. Funnily enough, just yesterday when I watched the video, the postman rang and brought this one that is playing in the background right now. This is the new Mesro album. Summon Thy Demons. This is another thrash metal comeback. It's a Swedish band and they released their first and only album in 1989, so it's 34 years since the debut album, so this one wins definitely. This came out on Fireflash Records. Fireflash Records is a sub-label of Nuclear Blast. Nuclear Blast was sold and the Nuclear Blast guys did Atomic Fire, so Fireflash is a sub-label of Atomic Fire Records. So that one arrived yesterday. I spun this 3 times now. It's the 4th time it's on the record player and it's great. I normally don't like newer thrash metal albums that much, but this one sounds great. And speaking of Fireflash Records, they also released the new Holy Moses album, but I didn't get around to listen to that, so this one will get some spins tonight. Maybe with a few beers, because Thursday can very quickly become a Thursday. Old joke, I know. So the 4 CDs that I spun in the car today. First one is a German thrash metal band called Delirious. This is the album Designed by Violence, came out in 2001. We played with these guys in the late 90s. They were called Vernissage before. This is their second album. And I realized the guys when I saw them on tour for their first album. They supported the Testament and a band called Venice. Venice was Udo Dirkschneider's brother's band. So I saw Testament and Delirious and Venice in 1999. And in 2001 they released their second album. So this one is, the sound is, it's okay. It's not too good. It sounds a little bit like, well, not so much like Testament, a little bit more like Forbidden. I'm gonna talk about that later on. I seem to spin a little bit of melodic thrash at the moment. Melodic vocals. Like I said, the production is not too good, but the songs are quite cool. But it didn't age that well. Might be because of the sound. So, Delirious, Designed by Violence, the first one I played in the car today. Next up, a little bit of death metal from Czechoslovakia. Kravator with their their 4th album, Orthodox. Great death metal. This is late 90s. We played with these guys a couple of times in Czechoslovakia and in Germany. So the booklet in this one is missing, but I've got a photo they gave me back then. This photo is from 98. Okay. Like I said, the booklet is missing. Looks like that. I like the Eastern European take on death metal. It's a little bit different than what we heard from Sweden and what we heard from the USA or even German death metal. Vader, Kravator, all the old East Bloc thrashers sound a little bit different. This one came out on Morbid Records, Germany. After the album, the band decided to let their singer and bass player Bruno go. He formed another band called Hypnos. And Kravator carried on with Paul Speckman, who at that time moved to Czechoslovakia. He still lives there, I know that. The albums with Speckman are okay. This one is at the moment my favorite by Kravator. Third CD, US heavy metal, US power metal from 2000. This is a band called Jacob's Dream. Nobody talks about them, but they are fantastic. I got to know this band. I never heard the name or saw the CD or anything. But in October of the year 2000, I went to see Armored Saint and Brainstorm, and Jacob's Dream were the opening band, and they just blew me away. So what a great billing for a concert. Excuse me. Jacob's Dream. The most noticeable thing about them is their singer. He's called David Taylor, and he sounds very much like old Geoff Tate. The music, not so much Queensryche. Just yeah, it's a little bit progressive, but yeah, it's straight up fucking heavy metal. Nothing else to add. It came out on Metal Blade Records in the year 2000. No band photos at all. This one rules. I think this is a cheap as fuck. If you see that somewhere, do yourself a favor and order that. Especially if you like straight up heavy metal with very, very melodic and awesome vocals. My favorites on that one are Scapegoat. This is an up-tempo heavy metal song with superb vocals. Track number 9, The Gathering, and track 11. Now, track 11 is a total rip-off of Queensryche's Warning era. This is a great album. I think this one will not go on the shelf right now. I think this one needs another spin. I have another album by them. I think I have to pull that out as well. So do yourself a favor and check out Jacob's Dream. Awesome heavy metal from the US. Everybody said metal was dead in the late 90s and early 2000s. No, there are a lot of gems you can discover. Okay, next up, thrash metal from 1992. So a little bit late in the game. This is a band from Belgium called Channel Zero. Came out on Shark Records, 92, like I said. This one, I talked about Delirious sounding a little bit like Forbidden because of the more melodic vocals. The same goes for that one. What a great record. When that one came out, I was all over it. With their following albums, they got more and more groovy, so they took a little bit of that Machine Head and Pantera sound. The next two albums are okay, but this one is unmatched in their discography. Here are the guys. Our guitar player in Repent has a tattoo of that on his arm. So, Channel Zero. Do check out the first song of it, No Light at the End of the Tunnel. Fantastic album. I pull that one out regularly. So that is in my mind and in my DNA, this record. But I just was in the mood for it again. So that got a spin in the car today. Okay, that's it by now. So next week this might only contain 2 CDs. I don't know if you know, in Germany we can drive as fast as we want to if the traffic allows it. Maybe next week I'm gonna drive a little bit faster. So there's gonna be only 3, or maybe when I go even faster, only 2 CDs. So thank you for watching. Do check out Scott Waters' video of the thrash metal comeback albums, and do check this one out, Mesro. Very, very cool album. Okay, until then, see you.